It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. I need my credit when I'm popping shit. Shift the game like I'm driving stick. Money piling my wallet. Thick numbers looking like scholarships. I'm out here, bit. Hurricane season. Send me overseas, get a bag, and I'm leaving. I'm back with the reason. I'm a rapper supreme. Like burritos on a rap for the biggest. Back to attack, make achievements. Nigga fuck a flag for religious. I put on a mask and I'm thieving. All black with a skull cap and Adidas. Insufficient funds. Fit that 150. Nigga get it done. Feeling big as pun. Industry critics don't like me. What you gonna do? Should night me? Swimming upstream, so Pisces. Got a Gucci on me, so icy. All the floozies. When it come stand by me, 7-Eleven is getting too dicey. I be killing y'all nigga with the flow. Notorious big, I be kicking in doors. Leviticus niggas get spiritual, call me the bishop. I'm watching y'all decompose. I don't really need no ops, I don't need no props. I'ma sink my shot like swish. I'm a Gambino, looking for a freak hoe, pink flamingo box. Everybody wanna know the recipe. I got my flow on the Chesapeake. I'm a SOB from the A, but my style on Texas Pete. Yes indeed. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this Saturday evening. Now, as y'all know, we've talked about Nicki Minaj a couple times this week. She's been viral all week. She's been talking all week about Jay-Z, Roc Nation, Tidal, Desiree Perez. She's been on a complete mission to an onslaught of their names. She's been galvanizing her fans to attack them as well. She's talking about some sort of financial discrepancy. On one hand, she's talking about the Tidal deal. Then on the other hand, she comes out and says it's not about the Tidal deal. So I don't know what's real and what's not. She still hasn't come out to give us a true confirmation of what's going on. I did a video the other day basically trying to put a side by side based on things that she said versus the things that have also been put out there. But we still don't have ultimate clarity, if I'm going to be all the way honest. But now that all of this is out there in the atmosphere, in the cosmos, it's a part of the conversation. She's being relentless with it. I don't know why she doesn't seem to have other things going on that she could be tending to, but she's been sitting on Twitter for the past week plus talking about Jay-Z, Roc Nation, Tidal, not to mention the time she was spending on Station Head speaking in code before she decided to bring it to Twitter. So, you know, it's strange. I know a lot of people say, man, everybody in Young Money is going out sad these last few years, and I can't necessarily say I disagree. The one who has a little bit of I guess, possible saving grace might be Wayne, but even Wayne is looking a little funny out here. You know what I'm saying? But now we have Joe Budden and his folks over there on the Joe Budden podcast. They've decided to dip their toes into the pool and put out their perception and their idea of what could be going on. Joe is friends with Jay-Z. Joe is also friends with Nicki Minaj. So he's somebody who's affiliated with both camps. But he does try to offer what he can based on that to the situation. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the audio of the Joe Budden podcast. Again, we cannot play their video, but the audio is typically straight. So let's see what they had to say about this whole ordeal.
About bullshit.
I feel like niggas are scared to do the Nicki Jay-Z shit.
That's a fact.
Niggas ain't gonna do it correct, so if niggas ain't gonna do it right,
I put a tweet out there.
I did too, but it's
That shit went alright. I like when it goes.
those are your peoples on both sides. I won't say peoples, but you have a high respect for them. So
I speak to both of them.
right. So I know me. I would love.
I know that the audience, as the audience, hates when I say that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's true.
You can sit this out.
Even though some of this is juicy, I ain't talking about all that Hove kid shit. I don't care about that.
This is about title shit, right?
Yeah,
That's
she
what this beef
responded to the
stems from?
title shit. Yeah,
Why you don't care about all that kid shit?
the kid shit. There's not enough. There's not enough basis there.
Okay.
For me to pay attention to.
Okay.
So if that becomes a real thing, then cool. For now, I don't have, and I got too much respect to go down that road.
Makes sense.
The other shit is interesting to me. It's compelling because that piques my interest, the business side. Them saying,
And when they allude to the Jay-Z kid shit, they're talking about homeboy Ramir Satterthwaite, the guy who has the lawsuit against Jay-Z, who's trying to back him in the corner to get a paternity test done to try to confirm him as his illegitimate father. We'll keep going though.
Nicki's bankrupt. Nicki got to go on tour to recoup some shit from Tidal. But and I mean, not Tidal. Yeah, is it Tidal? It's Live Nation Tidal. Whatever it is, same shit.
No, it ain't the same shit, Joe, and you know that. Like, Tidal is a streaming company. Until people can show us that Tidal is a subsidiary of Live Nation, there's no way it could possibly be the same thing, right? Rock Nation, however, was originally launched in partnership with Live Nation. However, Rock Nation doesn't preside over Live Nation. In fact, when it was launched, it was the other way around. So how is it that you can say same thing? Especially, that's damn near like saying the Joe Budden podcast and the Rory and Mal podcast is the same thing, because y'all are all affiliated, went off and created entities, but since y'all come from the same place, it's the same thing. Come on, man. Y'all smarter than that.
I haven't fact checked any of that either. So just the gossip and rumor side of it is interesting to me. But I've heard a million war stories about people and their Rock Nation contracts.
Okay.
None of them, maybe outside of Nicki, will talk publicly about it. But
no, that's not true.
Who was it that came up here and said that they wanted out
No,
there?
it's a lot of people that have said that.
Jazzy came up here and said something about it.
Well, they're not going to get the attention that Nicki going to get when she speaks about it.
Oh, true. But in the last couple weeks, niggas said, yo, my Rock Nation contract was disgusting.
Every Rock Nation contract I've ever heard about has been disgusting. Granted, I ain't heard about them all. But these are artists that I speak to and believe about their contractual situation. So.
Okay. Well, so Joe is saying that artists that he knows in the industry that have been affiliated with Rock Nation in the past have had some very bad contracts. Now, only thing about that is, to my knowledge, Nicki Minaj did not have a contract with Rock Nation. She's never been a Rock Nation artist. I don't know if they had talks behind the scenes, if she was planning on going over there. I know there's people that speculate about that all the time in the industry, or just the fans, excuse me, not the industry, but the fans speculate a lot that maybe that's where some of her grievance with Jay-Z comes from. Maybe they were having a negotiation process of like what it was going to take to get her over there. But of course, top of 2020, into 2019, top of 2020, we get Megan Thee Stallion. At first, it wasn't a problem, but then it became a problem once she started doing music with Cardi. And then things started to take a different turn. All right. But as it pertains to other artists in the industry who have had bad contracts with Rock Nation, y'all could feel free to let me know if you've heard these same stories, if you know what they're referring to. They say Jazzy. Jazzy is a dope singer-songwriter. She was previously signed to Diddy. She had a very big presence on the Love album. She had some other stuff that she was going to be releasing through him. But once all the allegations came through and the video and all that type of stuff, she asked to be released from her contract. So she went ahead and charted her own path. So she's no longer associated or affiliated with Diddy. So they say that she had which I do remember, she was a Rock Nation, singer-songwriter over there at one point. So they're saying she had some discrepancies about the contract. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about this YouTube thing. I talk about this stuff. I like Jay-Z, but I don't have no connection to them. You know what I mean? So if somebody comes out and complains about their contract, I don't mind talking about it. I don't mind getting to the specifics of it if somebody is willing to show it. You know what I mean? Because as much as I like Jay-Z, I'm going to be like, man, this fucked up contract. Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? La Russell went over there. He got offered a Rock Nation deal. He said that shit was pennies on a dollar damn near based on what he felt his value was. He went back and said, this ain't enough, Why would, and they said, oh, that's not the original. That's not the contract we meant to slide you. I think they offered him like 15 racks. He said, what the fuck is this? He went back. I think they offered him, something more towards 100K or something like that for an advance. And he was like, that's a little bit better. But the fact that y'all slid me this contract to begin with, something feels like y'all were hoping I would take that, which I ain't. I agree with Lil Russell. You know what I'm saying? 15K, that's something that you give somebody who ain't got nothing going on and you just really feel you might have found that mom. You might have found a nigga at a goddamn grocery store like a Quentin Miller type of situation. A nigga working in a goddamn bakery, nigga baking cakes, but he got some songs and memos on his phone. And it's like, shit, man, I'm not going to sign you as an artist, but I'll sign you as a writer. And I'll give you a 15K advance, to start working on tracks. Now, maybe that's kind of, I don't know. But again, I'm not Team Rock Nation. I'm not on nobody's team. I am loyal to J Nolan, family, and friends. Everybody else, if you good to me, I'm good to you. But I don't know these niggas, man.
It's tricky for me. It's tricky for me.
I get it.
But I will keep an eye on the factual findings on the business side of it because they say Nicki has got to go on another tour. Mm-hmm. Or like they're saying a lot.
I like them. I like both of them so much just in respects of what they do that I don't feel like I would want to comment without having for sure facts. Just to speculate at this point would be kind of messed up.
Imani is funny because he the one that brought up the subject and now he don't want to talk about it. What type of nigga is you to bring up a... Hey, man, I think niggas don't really want to touch on this Nicki and Jay-Z shit, man. I think niggas too pussy. All right, well, let's dig into it. All right, yeah. So this is the situation. How you feel about it? Well, I don't really think I should really speculate on it too much. I don't really know the ins and outs of the situation, but I think it's unfortunate. Nigga, why you bring it up then?
But I don't think that
that's just because it's them. Because we do a lot of speculation.
No, I know. And trying to get better at that. But I don't think that Nicki's just probably talking.
He ain't trying to receive no tweets in his direction.
On her ass. I'm gonna at least say that. I don't think she's just saying shit just to say shit. I don't think that.
I said the same thing earlier.
That's it.
I mean, maybe her response is
she might be going to
she might be going about it wrong. But if it's anything pertaining to business or how she fulfilled the obligations when she was doing the Tidal thing, and then apparently her complaint or what I read is that something with Tidal, and then when they sold Tidal, she was offered to sign a contract for the $1 million. You will receive $1 million from the sale, and you got 24 hours to sign it. And she said no. So that's what she said.
They also said it was something about her not signing the contract.
The original Tidal.
The original Tidal.
They said the one that she did for media was fake. So she's also saying that, like, how, so now she's saying that also you guys are admitting to fraud. So it's just a lot of things she's going on a rampage about.
Somebody offer me some clarity. I know I got some legal professionals that subscribe to the channel that give me additional context in the comments, and I greatly appreciate those of y'all that do. Let me know if you're doing like a public facing event and you're trying to like galvanize people and get them to believe in something, and they sign like a contract in public on camera, but the contract really isn't like official. Is that considered fraud, or is that more so like theater? And if you have any legal justification or like just explanation as to what differentiates the two, I would greatly appreciate that, because I don't know, so I'm not going to speculate. I guess I'm like Imani. But I would like to know what that entails.
Expressing herself. I mean,
I was just trying to figure out, do you even mention, I mean, Hove, I guess, yeah, Hove is Rock Nation, but is it more of a Nicki versus Rock Nation and not always having to make it a Nicki versus Hove thing?
I think she's making the Nicki versus Rock Nation, but...
And people turning it into...
No, and some of the stuff she's saying hashtag Jay-Z, like, yo, dog, this what you stand about?
She been saying Jay-Z name for 7 days straight. That's the main reason why I'm even covering this shit, because before she was out here speaking in code language. She was codenamed Cleaner. So I said, man, I'm not finna decipher this shit, man. I'm not finna goddamn come out here and be looking at a Scrabble board and be trying to put the words together, because she don't like that. She's actually out here literally trying to threaten content creators to sue them, because people are out here listening to what she's saying and creating their own, breakdowns of what she's saying. And she's basically saying, y'all are lying. Y'all are not quoting me correctly. Y'all are not speaking on the situation in its entirety. And the bottom line of the situation is, yes, they're not, because they can't, because you haven't spoken on the situation entirely, but you've brought it into a public spectacle. So as you create a public spectacle, you want people to talk about it, which is why you're telling your fans. You want them to talk about it. You want them to hashtag Jay-Z. You want to make them trend. So when people go and talk about it, but perhaps they're not aligned with your views or aligned with your position, now you want to threaten those people with legal action when you've created this conversation around yourself. If you didn't, nobody would have anything to talk about. That's the thing that I don't get about some of these celebrities that always stand some shit, and then they come out and say, mind your fucking business. And it's like, shit, if you was minding yours, we wouldn't be worried about it.
So if you know that if it's me versus the JBN, right? And let's say Joe is not on the Joe Budden podcast no more. Joe has ascended past that.
Right, but it's still
your company, or you still are aligned in it, so you could step in and be the middleman to reconcile the situation. And if you're not doing that, and me and you were supposedly friends, then she could feel a certain way.
That's not the situation.
Hey, I'm at this point, I'm just waiting for facts.
True.
Niggas be so quick to look at
my
these topics.
only question:
Niggas
has there been any court filings
No.
on her behalf?
Not that I know of.
She from Queens, yeah.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
And you saying it should be handled that way? If that's the case. If it's really something to it, just take it to court.
That's what I would do.
That's what
if
you
I
do.
feel like I'm owed a certain amount of money and I have the proof to prove that from said company.
I mean, what are your other options? You either gonna take it to the court, you're gonna fucking get your legal team involved, file a lawsuit, let the judge know, hey, I've suffered damages of X amount of dollars based on this misleading contract or this misleading agreement that they sent my way. Excuse me. I was expecting one thing. They offered me another. They breached the contract. What else are you supposed to do? The other option you have is to get gangster, get on some gully shit. Find out the next time Jay-Z does a Fanatics event at the 4040, pop up and get that shit in blood. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, I'm about to lay your ass the motherfucker out. I'm about to hit your ass in the head with a motherfucking Douce bottle if you don't come and figure out how to rectify my situation. We seen 50 Cent do it to niggas. We seen Dame Dash do it to niggas, to Lee Daniels. Some people will actually show up where you at, whether it be at the motherfucking Knicks game, whether it's at a festival, and say, look here, I done caught your $5 ass out in traffic. We finna make change. But we don't see Nicki Minaj trying to put that type of play together either, right? She's just doing public outcry. Not sure what we're supposed to do for her. So take it legal. And when she does, I will be in line to talk about it. And if she has like valid points in her legal presentation of her gripes and issues, I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean? And I know people don't think that I have the capability of being fair towards Nicki Minaj because I'm not all that fond of her persona. But I give everybody at least that benefit. If I think that something is unfair, I'm gonna keep it honest. Like, hey, the way that this was presented, I understand where this person is coming from. So I think that's her best course of action if there is a legitimate issue. We just haven't been presented with that, but she wants to keep talking about it And then she's mad when people don't side with her, when she's not giving people anything to really side with other than threats. And her fans are just blindly following.
I am filing to go get my money.
Because outside of that, I don't see somebody just coming up, bring you a suitcase.
Over
You know
some
what I'm
tweets. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we being a little pussy about it, so we
Hell no.
I'm not being pussy. I just don't know
I'm not saying
enough.
pussiness.
Yeah,
we the way we would naturally speak
This is
about
why
other
we got-
topics, we kind of being reluctant to speak
This is why
about
we got to
it.
skip
So,
these shits.
Yeah.
Well, you can't on one end say I don't have enough of the facts and I don't want to speculate about two artists this size, and then say that we being pussy. Pussy might be being responsible. Being responsible.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yeah, but
we've been irresponsible.
Wait, hold on.
with
hold
other
on.
shit before, but
Imani, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so that's what the Joe Budden team has to say. Nothing of significance, just pontificating about the pontification of an era or an issue. All right? Thank you for that, Joe. Now, getting back to Nicki's Twitter rants, because she continued to go yesterday, even as I tried to ignore them. We got this one here that's highlighted. It says, "Silly Wabbits. If y'all think this is about $9 million or Tidal, y'all haven't been paying attention." So now the very thing that she's been complaining about for the longest, she claims is not actually her issue. She says that's the least of their worries, Bookie. Least of their worries. Trust me. So as people continue to talk about this stuff, because clearly that's what the spectacle is all about, she says, LOL. Seeing these niggas scramble in real time is so satisfying. Y'all can talk about Tidal until you're blue in the face, child. Y'all massa know Tidal is the least of his fucking worries, stupid. And imagine that being a talking point. Do you know how much of a snake you'd have to be to have someone do all the work, then come out and say, "Ooh, you never signed your paperwork"? Okay? So she's implying that Jay-Z had her do all of this promotion for Tidal to get it off the ground. I don't recall her doing, a massive amount of promotion, but I do know that she gave an exclusive video or something like that. I think it was the collab with Beyonce. And I know she showed up to some events and stuff like that to get it launched. But she's saying that because I've done this work, now y'all claiming I didn't sign the paperwork to not pay me. She says, LOL, this y'all king and y'all rat? So you're saying that Brother Billionaire would use a legal loophole to not pay a black woman that upheld her part of the bargain? Here we go with the black woman thing, okay? She's for the last week been shitting on black people, calling them dummies and all type of stuff for following Jay-Z or even having an allegiance to Jay-Z in any type of way. She was clowning black people for having allegiance to the Democratic Party. She been calling black people y'all more than goddamn Busta Rhymes on Woo-Ha. But now it's black woman when it's time to get the money. Interesting how that works. Then threatened her that if she didn't sign a random paper in 24 hours, she'd lose out on a measly $1 million because that's what y'all were offering. All right? And she proceeds to call the $1 million measly. It was insulting. Okay? But furthermore, I want to get into this young gentleman here who Nicki actually was kind of threatening to sue on Twitter for his TikToks. Okay?
So I woke up today to people letting me know that Nicki Minaj posted me on her Twitter account with the caption, "Barb's bookmark this. I see certain people haven't learned their lessons as yet. They will soon." Is she threatening me? Like, somebody enlighten me. Somebody tell me what that means. You feel me? Anyways, I made a couple videos about Nicki Minaj. One where I asked, what is Nicki Minaj's big issue with Jay-Z? Because I'm so confused why she's been attacking him so seriously for the past year or so. And everybody responded Tidal. So I followed up that video with, here's Steve Stout's viewpoint on what happened with Tidal. Here's Nicki Minaj's viewpoint. Nicki, take them to court. If you feel you're right, take them to court. What is you ranting on Twitter going to, what can we do? Like, I genuinely don't understand, but apparently that got under Nicki's skin. I'm not going to hold you. So somebody on Twitter said the same thing.
Now, I'm gonna let him continue. But for some people, they might say, well, why are y'all complaining about Nicki Minaj coming out on Twitter and complaining about her grievance when other people may come out and complain about their grievance and you're more compelled to support them than Nicki Minaj, right? Which on the surface is a valid question. But I would also say, if a person comes out and complains about a contract, typically they're going to say, hey, I'm complaining about this contract because of XYZ. These terms here were discriminatory. These terms here were predatory. They stole something from me. I need to get this money back. I'm just letting y'all know this is how niggas moving, but I'm going to be filing this in court. Like, there has to be something for people to get behind. The thing about Nicki Minaj with her rants is we don't know where she's taking us. We just see her being angry and shitting on niggas. She's latching herself to the Desiree Perez issue with her daughter. She's latching herself on to the Rhaenyra Satterthwaite situation, which we do not know if that man is Jay-Z's son or not. So it's like you're basically attaching yourself into conspiracy theory just as long as it can take him down. It's just like, I'm gonna latch myself on to anything that can negatively affect this person because I have a problem, rather than just tell us what your true issue is. You keep talking about money. So it's okay. The money that you've made us aware about was the Tidal situation. Now you're saying it ain't about the Tidal situation. You said that your tour money got stolen. I'm trying to understand how a company that doesn't have access to Live Nation's financials is just going to come through and take your money when you grossed over $100 million on your tour. How would Rock Nation steal it? Because, matter of fact, how would Live Nation even allow Rock Nation to do that? Bitch, we made $100 million off of this woman. You think we just gonna give it to you and let you walk away with it? You don't think Live Nation would have a lawsuit on Rock Nation? Let me let homeboy continue before I get too deep into this shit.
Thing I said, and this was her response. She said, LOL, seeing these dudes scramble in real time is so satisfying. Y'all.
Same shit I just read. Let me get past that and let him come back on the screen. Oh, okay, there's more.
I'm so glad I said no. Scare tactics and manipulation to steal that I worked for. So while I was working for the company, they let me work with nothing signed. Like, how stupid you silly dudes can be. LMFAO, y'all really have no understanding of business, huh? So now you're saying when we signed our contracts in front of the world, those were fake. So now you've admitted.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. That is kind of a valid question, right? If there was supposed to be a 3%, if there was supposed to be a 3% ownership stake that she signed off on or didn't sign off on, if I didn't sign off on it, why would you allow me to continue to promote it, be a part of the whole ensemble of the presentation of everything if y'all knew I didn't sign it? Somebody should have pulled me to the side and said, hey, you know you didn't take care of the business, right? So because of that reason, we're not gonna include you in the rollout. Right? I don't know what happened. I don't know what was signed. I don't know what wasn't. I don't know anything, right? So I have to say, if that's the situation, there should have been some form of interference to say, we're going to remove you. Now, the question is, if they would have removed her, would that have been a problem? Like, okay, you didn't sign the paperwork. You voided your 3% stake. We're going to remove you from the campaign and rollout of Tidal. Now mosey on, right? Then a couple years later, the whole shit blows up, a $300 million deal. Would we still be in this same place saying, y'all wrongfully removed me from the campaign. Y'all wrongfully removed me from this because you claim that I didn't sign it, da-da-da-da-da. Would we still be in the same predicament either way? I don't know.
Admitted to fraudulent tactics for the media, like, huh? So in that case, I don't have to abide by any NDAs, right? By the way, who authorized the Shade Room post to use my...
So now she's talking about an NDA. Now, the thing that interests me about the nature of the NDA is I would think everything that she's come out and said would be a violation of NDA. The fact that you're even talking about the contract or even talking about what they owed you would be a violation of the NDA. So, because the NDA will protect, because you could sign a separate NDA, but a lot of times in contracts, just for you to partake in anything, there's going to be a non-disclosure section in there that says, hey, you verify that you will not talk about the contents of anything in this agreement in a public manner, and you sign off. So when you sign off on the contract, you're also acknowledging that you read the non-disclosure segment, which binds you to an NDA. So talking about it at all would be a violation of said NDA. So why are you holding back if you're already violating it?
Face is one of the artists claiming we all received $9 million. Shade Room can't post about the more around man, so clearly it would seem Bot Nation themselves authorized the post. Like, there's no way you can be this stupid in 2025. Then she said, silly wabbits, if y'all think this is about 9 million or Tidal, y'all haven't been paying attention. That's the least of their worries, Buki. Least of their worries. Trust me.
Same shit we just read. We're going to keep moving.
At the Tidal launch event in 2015 that she's referring to, where they're all on stage signing documents, a group of prominent artists signed the document, not a traditional employment contract. A declaration was signed. Instead of individual contracts outlining specific terms of employment or artist agreements, the artist publicly signed a declaration outlining Tidal's mission and their collective commitment to an artist-owned platform. That is what was signed. That is easily searchable.
They signed a declaration. So they basically signed a petition in front of they signed a petition for to get behind Tidal, to say we're advocating for equal pay, for better pay in the music industry. We're signing on as basically a public cosign for Tidal.
Gang. I'm not going, don't tell me I don't know business. I got 3 business degrees, sweetheart. 3. You feel me? You want to talk the truth or not? You keep saying this isn't about Tidal, it's more than that. And then you trying to insinuate that, oh, they pump faked on the Tidal deal and it was supposed to be $9 million, but then you still acting like $9 million ain't no money. Like, choose a side, gang. If you care about the $9 million, sue for the $9 million. But you sit here pretending it's not about the $9 million. Is it because you feel like people can't see your Twitter likes? Because that's what you keep talking about. People can't see your Twitter likes, or you getting less views on your Instagram live, gang. And you keep blaming Jay-Z for that, and you keep quoting Damore and the Desiree Perez situation. Like, what is it? If you're going to sue him, sue him. You said come back in a year later. I'm going to sit and wait, gang. I'm going to sit and wait. But you seem like you don't know what you were signing and when you were signing it. There's different. Oh man. Different things take place at places at different times. So if you agree to do a Tidal exclusive song or album, there's different paperwork that takes place versus you signing a 3% equity stake in a company. These are different things. That's how business works.
I can't say what she signed or didn't sign. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna imply what she signed or didn't sign, because in the series of paperwork, it could have easily outlined that we're exchanging this album for 3% or whatever, the video or song, single, whatever it is. For doing this work, it will equal out a 3% stake. Like, it could, these contracts could be hella pages, cover all types of shit. So I can't say what she did or didn't sign off on. I got to be fair about that. But nonetheless, it's still not making enough sense. I've been seeing people circulating, that Nicki Minaj is broke. I also don't want to offer anything in that direction because I do not know the status of her finances. I know she came out and was trying to say, I'm super rich. I've bought 3 mansions in the last 2 years for my family and all this stuff, which, again, I really don't see the purpose in putting that information out there, because now you're letting the feedback get to you to a place to where now you have to overcompensate by telling people how great you're doing financially. I don't think that's necessarily the way to do it. But again, I don't want to speculate on Nicki Minaj's finances because I don't know, right? Just because you see that a couple publishing companies have, contracts with her through the bank where they're going to be recouping on her royalties for whatever money that she received up front. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's broke necessarily, right? Because artists take out these loans against their publishing all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you're an artist that could even, let's say you've generated in a ballpark of $50,000 on your publishing, right? There's companies you could call tomorrow not tomorrow, but Monday within business hours, and they say, okay, you've made $50,000 on your publishing. You want us to front you some money, towards, the recording of your album, or you're planning on going on a tour, so we're going to give you funding towards tour expenses, right? You've generated $50,000. You make X amount of per month or quarter off of your music. Here's the amount that we're willing to give you. We're going to give you $10,000. We're going to give you $15,000, right? Now, Nicki Minaj's music generates way more than $50,000. Therefore, the amount of money that they're going to be willing to front her for whatever expenses that she doesn't want to necessarily pay out of pocket, that's what it is, right? Again, I know people ain't going to give a fuck. I know people going to be like, you don't got to explain this stuff, man. She broke. She fucking up. She's suffering. I get it. But at the same time, having understanding of how some of this stuff works, I can't conscionably say these things without concrete details. But I do know that these types of deals exist, and you don't have to be signed under a specific person for that shit to happen. You could do it independently. You could do it as an artist signed to a label. There's multiple companies that'll do that. So, and the companies that I looked up, Global Music Rights and Harbor View, are both companies that are in that arena. So do with that what you will, man. Take it how you want to. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Peace. King of my city in cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mile. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.